Oh, I just wanted to say, like, this week's hangout, I was not the one to scream at someone.
Yes, you were. You just were the second one.
I was not the one to scream at someone and then mute them.
No, you were not.
What happened?
Also, you cursed when you screamed. I think I screamed.
What'd you do? You pushed the shush button? You pushed the shush button on someone.
You called him a shit fuck. That's how I knew you were real.
Yeah, I'd make up the worst curse word combinations that make no sense.
They like
you
middle-aged
fucking dick
Indian
shit.
man.
What are you
middle-aged Indian guys always that's their curses. You fuck shit, dick
That's
fuck.
where he learned to curse.
You are fuck shit, dick fuck. Fuck you.
I have a little guilt over it, but also he was super challenging for me. So here's what happened. First, the hangout talked about politics for a while, where I'm like 11v1 or something, and well, that was all kind of cool for me, and I was enjoying it enough. It was my bucket was emptying, throughout this process.
Well,
all right,
shit.
so cool. So then we go and we play the game, and someone had a question for me specifically, and the interruptions have just been wearing me down, interrupting for like an hour and 20 minutes at this point. And someone said, "Hey, Woody, I have a question for you." And then he asks the question. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, the funny thing about that." And then he interrupts. It was so deep into this. I was like, what the fuck? Why did you fucking think that was the right time for you to start? What do you need to say that's so important that you couldn't wait for the end of this sentence, that you couldn't wait for a break? And he's like, "What, you talking to me?" Like attitude about it. And it's like, oh, that's just what I needed. So I doubled down, cursed him out a bit. And then I server muted him. And really, I was only going to do it for a minute or two, but he left. So it's like once he leaves, I don't like know where. I'm not good at Discord. I can't hunt. I don't even know his name. And if he could still be for server muted. Did you say he's not server muted?
Yeah, I said like if anybody ever accused you of doing any like diddling on Discord, I'd be like, he doesn't even know how to open his messages. He doesn't even, he's got, if he looks in the top left of his Discord, it's so much read. I bet there's hundreds. I bet plus or minus 1,000 unread.
Over 1,000, I bet.
Like it's.
Where do I look?
The very top left.
By the way,
there's a little Discord face with a number on it.
All right. So that's not as bad. You'd be accurate a little while ago, but now I talk smack with Chocolate Thunder all the time.
Oh, okay.
We're basketball friends. We talk trades and stats and stories. So it's 23 unread messages.
I sent
that's not that bad at all.
Video here.
What you got?
It's just this is like how it's just Joe Rogan calling out Brian Callen, like because they're just interrupting. It's what you just had to remind me of it because you're like, why now? Why would now be the time for you to do that? Like,
I know that clip, and Brian Callen's not wrong. Now I might be crazy in this. So here's what he linked to this clip. We can't show it because Joe Rogan's like super aggressive about copyright protection. But Brian Callen like gave his opinion, and then somewhere along the way, basically they interrupted him. He didn't yield the floor, and they're like, "Do you not hear him talking?" Like Brian Callen needs to be quiet and let someone else talk. But if you look at the whole dynamic, I don't think Brian's wrong. He even says that. He's like, "I was talking first. You interrupted me, and now you're calling me out."
Yeah, there was like a double talk moment, and Joe decided that he wasn't going with what Brian Callen had said. So now he's focused on him. Who is that, by the way? That
I don't know that guy.
But I know there's Brendan Schaub there. But it's interesting because Brendan Schaub's also talking at the exact same time as Brian Callen. But I was like, well, how come he was? At first, I thought Joe was talking to both of them. But because I don't know where the spacing of the studio is, I don't know who's being reprimanded at first.
Yeah.
But that I see that Brian responds to the reprimanding. But yeah, it is a moment where it like he was asked and he's answering. But now I guess it's like they were both just talking for an extended period of time together, and you want someone to give up before a third party is like, "Yo, can one of you guys shut the fuck up?" And I feel like Brian is more frequent to the show, so he chose him. Like, can you shut the fuck up? Because how could you keep talking when you're? And I'm not going to tell him to shut the fuck up, but I'll tell you to shut. Maybe he would.
That could be it. The more frequent to the show thing. Sorry, I interrupted you, but
can you shut the fuck up?
Not effectively. But I think somehow Brian and Schwab have like lower social rank in the Jerry, universe over there. And they're the ones who are always asked to back down now. Like they've lost the rank that they used to have. That's my reading of it.
We have like 20, 25 people in those hangouts. And but you'll see this personality trait or conversational trait repeated time and time again where someone will ask a question directly to another individual, usually an individual who has expertise in that area. Then we got like, hey guys, my name's Bill. First time here. I grow wheat. And someone will go, wow, Bill, how much wheat do you grow? And somebody will jump in. I bet it's a lot of wheat he grows. If I could tell by there, he's got a 35 10 John Deere. I'm going to guess Bill's got 80 to 158. And it's like, what is your fucking problem, bro?
That's just man shit, though. That's
just
shit.
man shit. That's just guy shit. Yeah, I can answer
I'll
this
handle
better than
this
the
one.
Wheat Man.
I'll handle this one.
I love
You don't
it.
even need him. I
Allow
got
me
it.
to field this.
What happens is there'll be 25 people in the call, and one person will do like 30% of the talking. And it's like, whoa, bro, you're taking too much. You're taking way too much, and they need to be shut down. It could be done more nicely than I did it that time. What one had you so upset?
Yeah, I'm a conspiracy theorist about this most recent one, Woody, because he was one of my guests. And Woody just so happens to mute someone that can't contribute to the red team now. Now, what am I supposed to believe? This is circumstantial?
Was there some sort of game happening?
Yes, we were mid-game.
And he eliminated one of our guessers, which is beyond. It's a form of election interference.
Taylor's right. It wasn't as calculated as he's putting it out there.
It was. I don't like getting interrupted either, and I hate it when there was one guy that just kept going on and on the other day. And I was just like, I can't stand you. You're just the worst, man. You're just the worst. I'm going to turn you down. And I didn't mute him, but I turned him down to 0 so I never hear him again.
But these people are listening right now, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. They know.
There's one guy. I don't know
who's that they're being spoken about right now.
I mean, he was like, he had his bong in his hand and he kept.
So now he definitely knows.
Nonsense.
Now he definitely knows.
That
think there's any chance he's whacking off because you guys are talking about it?
I mean, a non-zero chance.
I hope so.
That particular guy also had a horrible mic. Not only did he talk the most, but he had a terrible microphone.
We have very high audio
standards. Hey, you fucking hate a terrible
I accused
mic.
him of audio abuse.
He won't stand for it. He won't fucking stand for it. But 25 of us in there, and if anybody had, like, people will message me privately and they'll post in the Discord like, hey, I know the hangout's coming up. I got a Shure SM7B. What do you think? Do you think Woody's going to look? I need one of those cloud filters because I really don't want to blow Woody out on my first take. I want to do good at this. It's like he's meeting somebody's parents for the first time. He's trying to make a good impression.
Dude, so many hangouts, I'll feel like
short fuse Woody's just this close from calling him a shit
Not
fuck
fair.
bastard.
It's been 5 months since I called anyone a cockfuck or something like that.
You shit fuck.
You know those like the way Kitty on Always that 70s show would like have two sides of the family there and they'd be bickering and Kitty's like, oh, we're all just having such a fun time on Thanksgiving, aren't we? Like that's how I feel like in the hangouts when these things start going down, because I'm like, yeah, we can all get along, right, guys? We can all just have a fun time playing code names with each other, right? And
I've been in some of the most awkward I've been in some of the most awkward Discord conversations ever. Like I'll just be chilling and there'll be like 5 or 6 guys in there and they're 3 of them are playing a game together. 2 of them are watching a movie together. Like everybody's doing their own kind of thing. And then 2 guys got into an argument that devolved into them comparing like bank accounts and incomes in like the nastiest, most condescending, like kind of way. And I'm just listening and I'm just listening. And every now and at one point, one of the guys is like, "Oh yeah, let's just so you know, nobody in this call, and I mean nobody likes you, and they've all told me that." And I'm like, first of all, that's true, but god damn, don't blow my spot here. I'm here tolerating him because I'm a nice guy. But I'm just like
a
I don't
middle
know,
school lunch table in there sometimes.
It was so
Taylor.
It was awkward.
I can't recall Taylor flipping out on anybody. But when Kyle does it, it makes me feel like I'm not alone.
Yeah, it is vindication for you because I do eventually lose it. It's like they have to do the same thing like over and over and over. It's never one little infraction. It's like they keep talking over people, and they keep, and like I want to hear what somebody's saying, because they'll be one of those subject matter experts, like or maybe like one of our guys just bought like a $25,000 machine gun, and he's telling us about it, and it's like I'm into that shit, you know. I'm like, I think it's a good investment, honestly.
Can't you have someone have everyone like muted and like flip them on? And
I do
know
want
a
it
way
to
to
be
do that.
kind of like a
want it to be a
town
real
hall kind of
conversation.
thing. Yeah, we're not Nazis, you know. We just there's going to be some overlap here and there. That's natural conversation. What I don't want is like, why are you interrupting the Israeli tank commander? That's the classic one, when we had an Israeli tank commander and we were like, tell us, what's it like an Israeli tank? And somebody else
And air conditioning questions.
Somebody interrupted and it was like, actually, and I'm like, motherfucker, Colonel fucking Justine is about to tell us he's not just the guy in a tank. He commands like 8 of them at a time or something. He's the guy, and interrupts that guy on that question. Like, I'd had my limit. I lost.
Yeah. I lost my interest. One thing, there's different levels of like bad behavior to me. Like a bad mic is one thing, you know, but if it's a bad mic that never turns off, then that's something worse. If it's an interruption where maybe 2 people were racing to a joke or something, that's nothing. But if I say like, hey Taylor, I have a question, I noticed your background does this, and then some other guy jumps in and interrupts you, that's like the highest level of interruption. There was a setup to it, there was a whole thing. I grade it. I try to think it through. I think I lost my mind this weekend.
we usually chat a bit, and in the background or sometimes the foreground, depending on how aggressive it gets, we play some sort of a word game or something. For a while, we tried to play this game called Scriblio, which is a little bit like Pictionary, except everybody's, you know, you draw on with your mouse and you quickly try to type your answers in before everybody else. And Taylor was
gay ass
so
nights
good
you guys having. Why don't you just whack off at this point?
It was so
we do
fun.
that too.
Scriblio's the best.
Why,
that's
why
when
don't you
Taylor
guys
lost
get down
all
on
his
that
friends.
total war that total war shit you guys
because we got
fucking-
25 people.
Dude,
But, you know, it needs to be like
one at a time.
browser game.
I won in a room of 25 people. I won so many games of Scriblio in a row that the entire
Scriblio.
Discord vetoed it as a game from now on. We can't play because I thrashed you hard.
It cracked me up because there was one game where they're like, you know what? Fuck first place. The real winner of this game is
Oh,
second.
I actually
and that's
know
the
this game.
one
I've played
time
this.
Taylor got second.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he won. He won. I don't know if you ever lost a game. I think you did. I think maybe Robot won a game.
He's
I was leading in one game, and I felt like I wasn't even wrong. I was just slow, and you dropped to like 6th. It's like, holy fuck, being a little bit slow. And I mean like a second and a half, like 1.5 seconds. You need to be within 100th of a second or a 10th of a second. And I can't type fast enough to keep up with Taylor. And I'm not quick enough, I guess, because he dominated. I was part of the veto organization. I was like, hey, everybody gather around. Taylor ain't here yet, but you remember what happened last time.
You guys got
right?
25 people though together. You guys should be doing like Unreal Tournament 2001, setting up private lobby. That's sick.
Some of these
What
people
is
are on their
Unreal
phone
Tournament?
and tractors.
Some boomer shit.
Yes.
You guys should fucking-
they do. There are other.
One guy
cell phones
live
driving a
streams while he does landscaping. Like
He
the other
does.
guy he'd like farms
In Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
It's been a while
yeah.
since anyone had sex on the call, but
Yeah, we used to have
Yeah,
Had
like-
sex on the call?
Let's fucking keep
really
it that way.
awkward sex. Taylor,
it was
hates-
heterosexual sex.
Let me just say, if anybody's out there and you want to come like put on a fuck show in our hangouts, we could probably get you a discount, slide you in there. It'd be good advertising. Think about it this way. You got 25 guys in there who all plugged down $50 just to hang out with the 3 of us. Just imagine what they would pay, you know, to watch you and your lady get after. You could come in there, put on a little awkward fuck show, and I'll tell you what else. It would be so awkward. Taylor hates it. Taylor gets all red faced and fidgety. And he's just like, oh, hey, maybe we play a little. Maybe
Scriblio, anyone?
Scriblio.
anyone?
Code names, anything,
We're going
but
to
whatever the
private
fuck
chat,
is
me and you.
happening here.
All right,
It-
me and you,
it-
Scriblio, 1v1, private chat. Let's get out of here.
Let's get
It's
out
funny.
of
You
here.
can see the difference in like attitudes towards this stuff between Taylor and I, because Taylor is like, "This is inappropriate." And I'm like, "I agree. This camera should be 3 feet to the right." Like, I can't
Lift
see
your
what I'm
leg.
looking for.
Oh, yeah.
It's all cock and ass from here. This angle. You got to lift your leg.
But now you guys will never beat the allegations if one day a 17-year-old comes and joins the
Wait,
you know,
ID?
for a game.
Wait,
And
ID?
then- oh, you can't be 17 and come play.
No, you gotta be an
Scriblio?
adult.
Kicked him
No,
out.
you
Yeah.
gotta
be 18
Somebody
to get
tried to
in.
join early once, or young, I
Yeah.
should say, not early.
Get out of
Yeah.
here, you.
Technically,
We're not.
we're adults
See,
only.
that's what's
You gotta
crazy.
be a grown-up.
PKA is doing it. The dog can do it. So fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not hard. Just keep it so it's all adults.
It's easy, not hard.
Easy peasy.